It's no secret that adult animation has been going down the drain for the last couple of years. And that's not to say that we don't get good animated shows for adults, we do. We get a few sprinkled in between all the dumb shit and all the garbage, but let's also be completely honest, adult animation is not usually well respected, and mainly it's because we always get a lot of lazy dumb shit that is only for the lowest of the lowest common denominator. So when I heard about this show called Primal by Gendy Tartakovsky, who created shows like Samurai Jack, Dexter's Laboratory, and many others that people have grown to love over the years. The guy is an amazingly talented person in the industry of animation, especially nowadays in the industry of adult animation. I watched the first season a year ago and I absolutely loved it. So when I heard that the second season was coming this year, I got really excited for it. So now that I finally watched it, I can confidently say that Primal, both its first and second season, are just absolutely masterpieces of animation. Not only adult animation, but animation in general. The premise is fairly simple. It's about a caveman and a T-Rex that kind of travel through the world, surviving everything that tries to kill them. It's very simple. Of course, there's a lot of other deeper stuff in the show, but that's kind of the main thing about the show. It is literally like a story about a boy and his dog, just not with a boy, but with a caveman instead. And instead of a dog, it's a dinosaur. Literally, it is batshit insane. The show is incredible, okay? I mean, do I really even need to say that? I think almost everybody that is into animation has already sang the praises of this show for everything that has done. I mean, first of all, the story is probably the one thing that a lot of people kind of talk about, which is how the story, as simple as it is and how straightforward it is, it's so effective in its simpleness that it doesn't feel lazy, it doesn't feel contrived, it doesn't feel tropey either. The moments you think it's going the direction you think it's going, the show completely says, oh really? Let me switch it up for you. Especially in the first episode. This first episode goes absolutely insane in all of the right ways. Right in the beginning of the show, it starts in a way where you're like, okay, I mean, it's pretty extreme and it seems like it's gonna be pretty bloody, but at the same time, I feel like this is not going to be that much of a deep or really that complex show. It's just gonna be a show about a caveman that later on is gonna make friends with a T-Rex somehow. I don't know. And then the show says, well, you, things go absolutely fucking ballistic. This caveman, the name of the caveman is named Spear. Spear loses everything in the first, I don't even think the first 10 minutes. I think the first 5 minutes of the show. He loses his wife and his 2 children. And yes, if you are asking, they kill the children. Oh no, and they don't do some dumb bullshit where it's like, oh yeah, a couple of dinosaurs come and eat the children, but you don't see it. No, these motherfuckers come in and say, we don't care about these kids. Fuck them kids. Shit is absolutely gruesome, man. This is only the tip of the iceberg. Shit, there's still a bunch of stuff that we need to get through. The violence in this show is fucking insane. It is just incredibly extreme, and I loved every second of it. Oh, but that's not the end of this. After Spear's family gets absolutely murdered by this pack of Tyrannosaurus Rex, shit all of a sudden gets sad and depressing, and it's like, god damn, why is this affecting me so much? I barely know these people. Spear goes at the top of a mountain and he's like reflecting on what happened. He's sad, he's depressed, and he's even thinking about, you know, I was like, oh shit, this show is not pulling any punches. It is going right for the jugular on this shit. It was really gruesome at first, and then it turned into an incredibly sad and depressing scene. Oh my god, it's just, you gotta watch it for yourself to really believe me, because it is heart-wrenching. It is devastating. And the same happens to the Tyrannosaurus Rex that later on Spear becomes friends with. Her name is Fang, and just like him, she loses her kids. She loses her baby dinosaurs. And exactly like Spear's kids, they do not pull any punches with the baby dinosaurs. They also kill those motherfuckers graphically. This show has an obsession with killing children. And after that, these two just become an incredible duo. What I love about this is that it's not a friendship that completely solidifies itself in the first episode. Like, this relationship actually takes time to solidify and build up to where these two characters have complete trust with each other. And I love that. I love that both Spear and Fang don't become absolute complete best friends immediately. Like, it is a relationship that does build up as the show goes on, and I love that about it. The fact that they actually take time to develop these characters, the fact that they do clash with each other, they do have arguments, they do sometimes really hate the out of each other because, like, goddamn, I'm trying to eat and you're stealing my fucking food. Oh yeah, and there's also the violence, of course. The violence in this show is astronomically gruesome, okay? I mean, I don't need to tell you that. Believe me, they are extreme. They are gruesome, they are bloody as fuck, and they are disgusting, but I loved every single one of them. There's an episode where Spear and Fang get captured by this clan of apes that have this battle arena where they fight each other, and then the strongest ape has to fight one of our main characters. In this case, it fights Fang. Fang gets her ass beat, okay? I felt horrible for her. The strongest ape has to drink this black goo thing that literally gives these apes like super fucking strength. It's almost like the super soldier serum. And Spear wants to help out Fang, of course, so he goes and drinks the entire bowl of this black goo, and he completely turns into a monster, and it starts killing every one of the apes there. It is grotesque. It is disgusting. It is so fucking graphic, but man, I love it. I don't think I can show you a lot of this. I'd had to really do a lot of complex editing to show you these stuff, but fucking man, I mean, I want to show you this because you need to know how far the show will go with its violence. And believe me, this show does not pull any of its punches, man. If you're sensitive to this type of shit, I don't know if you might like this, but I will say to you, it's worth it, because even with all the violence, the story is still very complex and still very entertaining and engaging to watch. And the violence is just really fucking cool. Let me just be honest. Then there's a later episode where there's like a zombie dinosaur. I'm not joking about this, okay? There's a zombie dinosaur, and it is disgusting. This is literally the grossest part of the show, where I was like, ugh, I even had gag reflexes. I was like, ugh. It was fucking nasty, man. And the dinosaur was so well animated, and it looked fucking horrible. I feel bad for the poor dinosaur, if I'm being honest. The thing was in pain, it was in agony, and it's, oh my god, there's a part where this dinosaur, they do a close-up of its face, and it looks literally like, it looks horrible, it looks in pain, and it's like literally drooling mucus from its nose, and it's crying because it's obviously in fucking agonizing pain. And then he goes to lean in to drink a little bit of water, and he just starts vomiting like blood, and not vomit like a normal person would do. No, that shit like a fucking spear of blood just came shooting out of that motherfucker's mouth. It was gross as f***. The water literally turns red in seconds and then starts going on an absolute killing spree of its own species. It is gruesome. It is gross. And it's honestly really sad too, because the poor thing is literally obviously under this fucking zombie virus thing. It is literally disgusting, but goddammit, it is awesome too. I did forget to mention that this show has no dialogue. There's not a moment where Spear goes like, "Me, Spear, me caveman. There's no dumb shit like that here. And what's incredible is that even without dialogue, the show is able to convey a lot of emotions without any dialogue. That's the most impressive thing about the animation, other than the fact that, yes, the animation is absolutely gorgeous, and Gendy and everybody in his team did an absolutely amazing job with this. They really crafted a beautiful animated show. A lot of the emotion is conveyed through the animation, through the expressions of the characters. It's really impressive, and I think that's a lot of storytelling that I love, where characters speak more with their faces rather than with words, and I really love when shows and movies are capable of doing that. Primal just does an incredible job with it, and I just love the fact that the show is able to convey many emotions without having to rely on dialogue. To me, that is really probably the most impressive of the show, aside from everything else. This is why I wanted to talk about Primal, because Primal to me is the best example of what adult animation should be and should strive to be. I am sick and tired of these dumb animated shows for adults that just want to go by on the dumbest and soulless things ever, like an executive saying, I want to make a popular show for adults, but with none of the talent and with none of the effort that goes into it.
That's settled. Now, where's this Worm Foods family?
Lonnie, clearly he came alone.
What the fuck was that audio? That didn't even match the rest of the video. So they just make the laziest, most common denominator shit that you could possibly think of. Jokes about sex, jokes about alcohol, jokes about drugs. Like, those are the three things that these shows can only tell. They can't tell any creative storytelling. They can't do anything complex other than, let's just focus on the three laziest and dumbest shit ever that will not even make a fucking 12-year-old laugh, not even a second. And to add insult to injury, they want to do all of this with the lowest fucking budget ever. So you bet your ass the animation is going to look like shit. So please support shows like Primal. If we keep supporting stuff like Primal and the stuff that is more mature, stuff that is capable of telling more complex stories, to actually give us real characters, then we can change this industry. We need to show these fucking executives that we are done with this dumb lazy shit and that we want more stuff that actually puts effort into everything they do, from the animation to the storytelling to its characters. So please support Primal and support just in general adult animation that is mature, or that at least it's trying to be more than just the same old lazy fucking bullshit that we constantly see nowadays. But anyways, I just kind of wanted to talk about Primal because I absolutely love these two seasons, okay? Now, the show might continue, but honestly, even if it does or doesn't, I don't care. These two seasons were just amazing, and I do feel like this second season does end on a really good note where it could literally just stop here, and I would not be mad if they just stopped there, if they don't come out with another season. I will say that the last episode of the second season, while I love it, I do feel like it was a little bit too short, and a conflict in the episode got resolved really quickly, and I personally wasn't that much of a fan of that. I thought it was a little bit rushed, but I still loved the episode. But other than that, watch Primal. Please. Thank you so much for watching, and like always, good day, good night, and stay safe.